Welcome back to another Q&A series here at the Driving for Dollars Mastery channel. This is where you ask and I answer. If you want to see more videos like this, go to my homepage on my YouTube channel and click on playlists so you can see all the Q&As. If you guys like this, leave me a like, subscribe. Also, make sure you leave me a comment or a question so I can answer them in the next video just for you. Today's question came from Zack. Say to you, I think I pronounced that right. Forgive me if I've butchered your name. He said, is earnest money required in all deals? Well, let me first say I am not a real estate attorney. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm just giving you my experiences and what I've learned and what I've been advised by other people, including my attorney, okay? So please confirm all of this information with your attorney. So, earnest money makes a purchase agreement binding between the seller and the buyer. So for example, let's say you put a house under contract for $100,000. It's worth $300,000 fixed up. So you get a massive discount. You're going to make a ton of money on the deal. You're super excited. But then the seller has a real estate agent come by and say, I can list it and make you $200,000, right? So the seller comes to you and says, hey, I no longer want to sell it to you, even though you have a purchase agreement. Well, that's not necessarily fair. He signed on paper that he's going to sell it to you. Well, the thing is, they can back out if there's not earnest money. Most states, if not all states, I'm not familiar with the law in all states, but at least in my state and many of the states that I do understand, you have to have what's called earnest money to make them legally binding. So they can still try and back out, but if you have done the paperwork correctly, you can go to an attorney and force that seller to sell you the property for what you agreed to, right? Because they agreed to it. They signed on paper. That's the whole point of the contract. And so they're trying to back out of what they agreed to. Their word meant nothing. Even signing on paper meant nothing to them. So you need to have an attorney and to follow the courts and the law process to make them uphold their agreement. And most states require that you have earnest money for it to be a legally binding agreement. And that earnest money, many of the times, needs to be held within the title company. So there has been times where sellers want earnest money, they want cash in their pocket now today that's non-refundable, and sometimes we will do that. We will give them cash, but we also take some money and put it in the title company as well to be held by the title company. Okay, the other thing that I want to say in this is, I lost my train of thought. The other thing that I want to say about earnest money is it's very important to ask your attorney how much you should put down. So I know some people, and I've heard this said at times, that you can put $1 down or $5 down, it'll make it a legally binding agreement. Yes, that's true, but if this, if you have a deal that ends up in court in front of a judge and you only put $1 down for earnest money on a $200,000 purchase price, the judge may side with the side of the sellers because it was such a small amount. So ask your attorney what's a good amount to put down as earnest money. My attorneys advise us to put down a minimum of $500 per deal. Other attorneys will advise at least 1%. Hopefully that helps you guys. Remember, this is the Q&A series. You ask, I answer. Please leave me a question below if you have a question. It'll give me great content, be able to serve you. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video.